I was one of the friendly faces you would see, and if you had questions about Social Security benefits, I would answer them. If you wanted to apply for retirement benefits, I would take that application, and just so much more. So I am very familiar with many of the benefits and programs, but I'm going to go ahead and let Megan share a little bit about herself and her Social Security journey. Megan?
Thanks, Josephine. Yes, like Josephine said, I'm also a public affairs specialist. I'm based in the Peru, Illinois office, but alongside Josephine,
Oh, I think you went on mute, Megan.
I've been with the
There you
agency
go.
for 18 years. Yeah, my mute button is being really fickle at the moment, so I do apologize. And just in case in the future any noise comes in the background, I am doing this from my car. I'm not currently driving, don't worry. But if you do hear background now noise when I am on, I do apologize for that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn.
Okay, thank you, Megan. So, as public affairs specialists, we go out to events in person and we also do virtual events. So, Megan is transitioning from a in-person event to this virtual event. So that's why she is, right now doing this presentation. In her vehicle, but we are both very dedicated and we are very excited to be here with you all. So, thank you for taking some time out of your busy day to be here with us and hear about Social Security's benefits and programs. Now, this presentation is being recorded, so we do have to share our disclosure. Participation in this presentation does not constitute an endorsement by the Social Security Administration or its employees of the organizations and information and products not provided by the Social Security Administration. As Kelly mentioned, you can enter in any questions that you have in the chat as we are going along through the presentation. And then once the presentation is completed, we will go ahead and take questions from you. If you'd like to unmute yourself, you can towards the end of the presentation. But during the presentation, you are more than welcome to ask your questions in the chat, and we will answer those as we go along. So, getting into our presentation, many times people ask us, well, how do I get in touch with Social Security? How can I get help from Social Security? And so right here we have the three best ways to get assistance from Social Security. The most convenient way to get help from Social Security is by going online. So if you visit us at ssa.gov, that's our website. If you visit us online, there's a lot of transactions that can be completed from the comfort of your own home. So we understand, though, sometimes individuals may not have access to online services. So if you are unable to complete your business online at ssa.gov, you can always give us a call. You can call us at our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-772-1213. That's our national Social Security hotline. So many of our representatives can go ahead and complete your transaction right over the phone and provide assistance to you right over the phone if you are unable to complete your transaction online. And of course, if you're unable to complete your transaction online or via phone, you can always visit your local Social Security offices. Our offices are open. We are seeing individuals as walk-ins. Our offices are open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, with the exception of holidays. However, we do encourage you to visit us online at socialsecurity.gov because many of the transactions that can be completed on phone or via in person can be done in the comfort of your own home on our website at ssa.gov if you create a My Social Security account. And we'll talk about that My Social Security account a little bit later on in the presentation. Now, you may be wondering, well, you know, perhaps you're not able to complete your transaction online, or you are unable to contact us via phone and you want to visit the local field office. You may be wondering, what maybe I don't know where my local field office is. And one of the best ways to find your local field office is by going to our field office locator, which is at www.ssa.gov/locator. You type that into your search engine, you're going to see this screen come up. Once this screen comes up, you can go ahead and enter in your zip code and click locate. Once you do that, your local office address is going to show up, as well as your other local office information, such as the fax number, the phone number, and address. So this is one of the best ways to find out where your local office is located. Now, Social Security is with you throughout life's journey. So today we're going to give you a lot of information regarding a little bit about every single benefit and program Social Security has to offer. So it's going to be a lot of information. And please feel free to ask your questions if you have questions, as we are here to assist you with those questions, and we are eager to answer them for you. So we're with you when you start work. That's part of life's journey when you start work. And so let's talk about that. Let's talk about how we're with you when you start work. And I know when I first started working, I was 15. I was very eager to start working because I was looking forward to receiving that first paycheck for back to school clothes and back to school shoes. So I received that first paycheck, and I know my math wasn't the best, but it's definitely not the worst. And I really knew how to count money. So I knew there was some issues going on when I saw that first paycheck, and I'm like, there's money missing. And of course, I'm going to complain about it. And well, who else I'm going to complain to? My mom. So I put in a complaint to my mom. She looks at my check, she looks at my pay stub, and she says, this is here where you're paying into taxes. This is paying into Social Security taxes. So that way later on, once you retire, you can collect benefits. And so she showed me on there, she showed me the pay stub, and I said, oh, I said, do I have to do this? I was 15 at the time, and I just couldn't see, having to do, or why I had to do it at that time. I was like, can't I wait to have that done? And she's like, nope, it's automatic. As soon as we start working, these taxes are deducted. And she was correct. And those taxes are called FICA taxes. So FICA taxes are a U.S. federal payroll tax that's deducted from each of our paychecks, just like it was deducted out of mine. And many of you may already be familiar with this. It stands for the Federal Insurance Contributions Act. The total deducted is 7.65%, and your employer matches this for a total of 15.3%. It helps fund both Social Security and Medicare programs. So it provides that provide benefits for individuals who retire, individuals who become disabled, children, survivors, spouses, and so much more. So I know my mom had mentioned that it's for benefits for when I retire, but when we're paying into Social Security FICA taxes, we're also paying into those taxes for other benefits and programs. Now, the first benefit we're going to talk about is Social Security retirement benefits. And many people ask us, well, how do you qualify for retirement benefits? And we essentially are qualifying by earning credits. So when we're working and paying into FICA taxes, we're earning those credits to qualify. And we need 40 credits, which is about 10 years of work. And you must be 62 years of age or older. So if you've worked at least 10 years and paid into FICA taxes and you're 62 or older, you are potentially eligible for Social Security retirement benefits. Each $1,640 in earnings gives you one credit. Now that's what gives you one credit this year in 2023. Every year it may be different. It depends on what those changes are, and you're going to want to check us out on ssa.gov to find out if this number has changed, and usually it does. So this year in 2023, to earn one credit, you need to earn $1,640 in wages. To earn the maximum amount of credits, which is the 4 credits per year, in this year, you would have to earn at least $6,560. So if you've already earned your $6,560 in wages this year, then you've earned your full 4 credits this year in 2023. Now, another great question that we receive very often is, well, okay, how does Social Security determine my monthly Social Security retirement benefit? And let me see here. I want to make sure that my chat box isn't in anybody's way. Okay, so many people ask us, how does Social Security determine my monthly benefit? My mom receives one amount, my neighbor receives another amount, my brother receives one amount, my sister receives a completely different amount. Why does everybody receive a different amount? And that's a great question. And the answer to that question is that our benefits are based on our earnings, and not one of our earnings record is going to be the same. They're all going to be different. It's going to be based off of what we worked and earned throughout our lives and throughout our careers. So our benefits are based on our earnings. That's why they are different from person to person. So we take 3 steps when calculating your monthly Social Security retirement benefit. The first step is your wages are adjusted for changes in wage levels over time. The second step is we find the monthly average of your highest 35 years of your work earnings. And the third step is the result, which is the average indexed monthly earning. So essentially, we're looking at the highest 35 years of your work earnings to calculate your monthly Social Security retirement benefit. Many people sometimes tell us, well, I thought it was the last 5 years or the last 10 years of my earnings that were used to calculate the benefit. And that's simply not true. Social Security uses the highest 35 years of your work earnings to calculate your monthly Social Security retirement benefit. Now, we have several online calculators on our website at socialsecurity.gov. So if you visit us on our website, you'll be able to estimate your benefits. We've got lots of nice, handy calculators. And you want to go to ssa.gov/planners/calculators to see those calculators and check them out. Now, of course, we wouldn't miss your retirement party. So continuing on talking about retirement benefits, another great question that we receive is, what is the best age to start receiving Social Security retirement benefits? People ask us this all the time. And as much as we would love to answer this question directly and give you a direct answer, we are unable to. And that is because it is different for each and every one of us. It depends on our personal financial situation, our personal health situation, and we also want to look at the longevity of life within our family. So there's several different things that we must consider when making this very important decision. And an individual here at Social Security is not able to tell you exactly when that is. And so we're not able to give you a direct answer. However, we can share with you your options and we can show you how the benefit does change over time. So if you look here at the screen, you are going to see an example of one individual. This is an example of one individual. Now, if this individual were to take their benefit early at age 62, which is the earliest that any of us can start taking our Social Security retirement benefit, is at age 62. If this person in this example says, I want to take my benefit at age 62, maybe my health isn't in the best situation, maybe I need the money now, so I'm going to take the benefit now, and that's perfectly fine. If this person does this at age 62, their monthly Social Security benefit would be $1,400, as you see here on this chart. Now, if this person at age 62 said, no, you know what, my health is in great condition, my right now I don't need to take the money right now, I can hold off, and I'm going to wait until I'm full retirement age, which is 67 for this person in this example. Now, if this person waited until their full retirement age, 67, their monthly benefit would be $2,000 per month instead of that $1,400 at age 62. So as you see, the benefit is growing over time. And this person's full retirement age in this example is at age 67, and they'd be eligible for $2,000 per month. Now, if this same person said at age 67, no, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to take my benefit right now. I know it's $2,000 per month and 67 is my full retirement age, but I'm going to delay. I'm going to wait the longest that I can wait to take my benefit, which is age 70. And if you look here on this chart, in this example, this person is eligible for $2,480 per month if they wait to take their benefit until age 70. So as you can see, the benefit is growing over time. However, there's so many different factors, so many different things that somebody must consider before making this very important decision as to when to start taking their Social Security retirement benefit. But age 62 is the earliest that you can take Social Security retirement benefits, and age 70 is the latest that you want to wait to take it. Now, moving right along here, I mentioned full retirement age in the prior slide with that chart that showed how the benefit grows over time. And many people may be wondering, well, what is full retirement age? I know I didn't know what full retirement age was until I started working here at Social Security. Well, full retirement age means that is when somebody is eligible to receive 100% of their benefit. So at full retirement age, we are able to receive 100% of our benefit. Now, individuals born between 1943 through 1954 their full retirement age is at age 66. If you were born in 1955, your full retirement age is 66 and 2 months. If you were born in 1956, your full retirement age is 66 and 4 months. If you were born in 1957, your full retirement age is 66 and 6 months. If you were born in 1958, full retirement age is 66 and 8 months. If you were born in 1959, full retirement age is 66 and 10 months. And if you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is at age 67, like in the previous example. Full retirement age is when we receive 100% of our benefit. Now, if you look over to the right, you'll see that it says percentage at age 62. This is the earliest we could take benefits is at age 62. You'll see on this in this column that all these percentages are under 100%. That's because if we take it early, we take it at a reduced rate. If you look over to the far right, you'll see percentage at age 70. This is the longest we can wait to take our benefit. And as you can see here, these percentages in this column are significantly over 100% because at age 70, an individual waited past their full retirement age to collect their benefit. So they receive over 100% at age 70. Now, another great question that we receive very frequently is, well, what if I want to take my benefit early at age 62 or anywhere before my full retirement age, but I also want to continue to work and earn wages while I collect my monthly Social Security benefit? Can I do that? The answer to that is yes, you can most certainly do that. However, you are going to want to keep in mind that if you are under full retirement age, collecting your monthly Social Security retirement benefit and working and earning wages at the same time, say you're doing that this year in 2023, you are subject to an earnings limit. If this year in 2023, that earnings limit is $21,240. So anybody who is in that situation, and if they earn over that amount, for every $2 they go over, $1 is reduced from their monthly Social Security retirement benefit. Now the earnings limit applies to individuals who are under full retirement age and are collecting their Social Security retirement benefit plus working and earning wages at the same time before they turn full retirement age. That is when that earnings limit applies. Now, for somebody who is in the year that they turn full retirement age, but they are not quite yet full retirement age because they haven't hit that month when they turn their full retirement age, their earnings limit increases. And for individuals in that situation this year who are in their full retirement year, but are not full retirement age yet, and they're working and earning wages and collecting monthly Social Security retirement benefits, their limit increases to $56,520. That's for this year for people in that situation. And for every $3 they go over, $1 is reduced from their monthly Social Security retirement benefit. And when somebody is full retirement age, whether that's 66 in a few months or 66 in a few months or 67, when somebody reaches their full retirement age, they are no longer subject to earnings limits. So you can, if you're full retirement age and you are working and earning $1 million in wages, you do not have to worry about an earnings limit anymore. You are no longer subject to earnings limits once you turn full retirement age. Now, that's a little bit about Social Security retirement benefits. And we are going to continue throughout life's journey and share with you other moments in life where Social Security is with you. And sometimes the unexpected happens, and Social Security is with you if the unexpected were to occur. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to my colleague, Miss Megan Forrestal, because she's going to share with you how Social Security is with you if the unexpected were to happen. Megan?
Yep, thank you. All right, so yes, next we're going to talk a little bit about the disability benefits we provide through Social Security. You can go ahead with the next slide, Josie. So when you work and pay into Social Security, you're paying those FICA taxes. Not only are you paying toward the future retirement benefits, but you're also paying into that in case you should go out of work earlier than retirement based on disability. Social Security disability for this program, it's when you've been working and paying into those FICA taxes, and you've been working recently enough and overall long enough to receive from the Social Security disability program, and you're unable to perform substantial work. And this every year is a dollar figure. And so what we consider to be substantial gainful activity this year is $1,470 a month if you're not blind or visually impaired. So if you're not able to perform substantial work due to a medical condition or combination of conditions that's expected to last at least a year or result in death, and you're younger than that full retirement age. So you have to be found disabled prior to full retirement age, earning under that substantial gainful activity. And we do have different rules for individuals who are blind or visually impaired as far as what substantial gainful activity is and how much credit you need. Next slide. In addition to Social Security disability that you work and pay into, we also have another program that individuals can qualify for based on a disability, and this is supplemental security income. Now, for adults, the medical definition of disability is the same as not being able to perform that substantial work for at least a year or having that terminal illness expected to result in death. But for as far as the eligibility requirements, they are different. So for Social Security disability, you have to have enough work. For supplemental security income, or what we call SSI for short, you cannot have worked at any point and still qualify for this SSI program. And this is for people with very limited income and resources in meeting that definition of a disability. It's also for children with disabling conditions. We just have a different definition for children of meeting that disability. And then also for individuals who are 65 years of age or older, we have aged benefits where they don't have to have that medical decision. They just have to meet that limited income and resources. Just a little breakdown of the differences between these two different programs based on a disability. So Social Security disability, again, that's coming from the Social Security trust funds that we're working and paying into. The payments, just like your retirement benefits, are going to be based on your earnings, the amount you worked and paid into the system. And with SSI, they're coming from a completely separate treasury fund, not from the Social Security Trust Fund, but from a general fund, and they're not at all based on earnings. Social Security disability, again, based on the Social Security taxes and the wages, and are payable to benefits of individuals. It doesn't matter if you have 8 vehicles and live in a mansion and have $1 million in the bank. You can get Social Security disability, whereas SSI is that needs-based public assistance. Doesn't require the work history, but you do have to have both very limited income and resources. With Social Security disability, we can make payments to a worker, as well as maybe other people in the family on that worker's record, including adults off of a parent's record who have been disabled since childhood. And for SSI, that can be minor children with disabling conditions or adults or individuals over 65 with those limited income and resources. Now, generally, our medical decisions right now are averaging at least 6 to 8 months for a disability decision, but we do have certain criteria where you might be found eligible more quickly for a disability decision. And one of those categories is a compassionate allowance. So this allows for a quickly way for our computers to identify certain conditions under a list of impairments and make sure it's flagged for a very quick decision. So these decisions can come back in a matter of days rather than 6 to 8 months. We do have a list of those compassionate allowances available on socialsecurity.gov. And so you can go in and look at those. And as long as a person, either when they file online, lists those categories within the compassionate allowance, and we have the medical evidence to verify it, or when doing the phone interview lets us know that they have one of these conditions, then it'll flag that case for that quick decision. So it's not a separate program. It just allows for a more expedited medical decision. So when that medical decision is made, like I said, it's taking at least 6 to 8 months. If it's awarded, a person will get a letter letting them know about their benefit payment amount. But if it's denied, then an individual is given the right to file an appeal. And we always recommend filing an appeal if you disagree with that medical denial. And they have 60 days to do that. That appeal can be filed online through socialsecurity.gov or by requesting paperwork through the local Social Security office.
All right, so we're gonna keep moving throughout life's journey. Thank you so much for that information regarding disability benefits, Megan. Sometimes the unexpected does happen, and those benefits are here for us. Social Security disability benefits, which are benefits that we've paid into FICA taxes for, and SSI, supplemental security income, which are benefits for individuals who have limited income and resources and who may not have much earnings on their earnings record and may not have paid enough into FICA taxes to receive the Social Security disability benefits. So there is a program there for individuals in that situation. But we're going to transition into Social Security spousal benefits next, because that's another part of life's journey. So let's talk about spousal benefits. Now, for this section, I like to read off the slide, but then I like to share an example that has 3 different scenarios. So let's go ahead and get through this slide here. I know it's a lot of information, but I will help clarify this slide with the example that I have. Now, a spousal benefit is 50% of the worker's unreduced benefit. There's a reduction for early retirement. And if a spouse's own benefit is less than 50% of the workers, the benefits are combined. It does not reduce payment to the worker, and the benefit is 100% regardless of age if a spouse is caring for a child under the age of 16 or disabled. Now, in my example, I like to use myself, and I have 3 different scenarios in my example. Now, let's talk about the first. Well, first, I'm going to share with you what the example is going to consist of. We're going to say that we're going to fast forward time, and I'm full retirement age right now. And that's 67. So I'm 67 right now. And we're also going to say that my spouse, Mr. Mueller, is also 67 right now, and that's his full retirement age. And in the first scenario, we're going to say that Mr. Mueller, he applies for Social Security retirement benefits today. And he is told that he's going to be receiving $2,000 per month off of his record based off of his earnings. Remember, we talked about the highest 35 years of earnings are used to calculate your monthly Social Security retirement benefit. So Social Security does that. They calculate Mr. Mueller's highest 35 years of his work earnings, and they let him know that he's going to be receiving $2,000 per month. Now, he's super excited, and he lets me know at dinner time that he's going to be receiving $2,000 a month. He says, "Hey, honey, I applied for retirement benefits. I'm going to receive $2,000 a month." And I say, "That's great news. I'm excited for you. I want to also apply for retirement benefits." So what I do is I contact Social Security. I call them. They go ahead and they look at my information, and they say, "Oh, Josephine, you're not eligible for your own Social Security retirement benefits because they're not enough earnings on your record. I don't have many earnings on my record." And that's because I've been primarily a homemaker. So I don't have a lot of earnings on my earnings record. And I definitely don't have enough to receive any benefits off of my own record. And I say, "But I'm married to Mr. Mueller, and he's going to be receiving $2,000 a month. Am I eligible for spousal benefits?" And Social Security says, "Oh, yes. What is Mr. Mueller's information?" So I share that with them. They look at that information and they see that I'm eligible for spousal benefits. Now, Social Security representatives are always going to ask you for all this information because they want to make sure that they look to see for everything that you're entitled to. So a Social Security representative is going to ask you if you are currently married to see if you're eligible for benefits, even if you're not eligible for benefits on your own record, like in this situation that I'm sharing with you. So the Social Security representative sees that I'm eligible as a spouse off of Mr. Mueller's record. And so I'm told that I'm going to be receiving $1,000 off of Mr. Mueller's record. That's what now I want to draw your attention back to the bullet point here on the screen that says the benefit is 50% of the worker's unreduced benefit. That's the first bullet point. Now, Mr. Mueller is eligible for $2,000 per month, and I'm going to receive half of his benefit, which is $1,000 per month. I'm eligible for the full 50% because I'm full retirement age right now. Now, Mr. Mueller, I'm going to let him know when I talk to him at dinner time that I'm going to be receiving $1,000 off of his record as a spouse. Because now I'm really excited. So I say, honey, I'm so excited. I'm going to be receiving $1,000 off of your record based off of your work. And he looks at me and he says, you know, I love you and all, but I don't know if I'm too thrilled about that, because is that going to change how much I'm going to receive every month? He's pretty happy with his $2,000 a month. He doesn't want that to change. So he contacts Social Security and they tell him that he doesn't have to worry about anything. He's going to continue to receive his $2,000 a month, even though I'm receiving benefits based off of his earnings. He will continue to receive his $2,000 a month. And that is because when we work and pay into Social Security FICA taxes, we don't only work and pay into them for ourselves, we're also working and paying into those FICA taxes for our families. So now I want to draw your attention to that fourth bullet point on the screen where it says it does not reduce payment to the worker. Mr. Mueller is a worker. Just because I'm receiving spouse's benefits off of his record, it does not mean that it's going to reduce his payment. He will continue to receive $2,000 per month, and I will receive $1,000 per month off of his record. Now that's the first scenario. We're going to go on to the second scenario now. Now in the second scenario, we're going to keep the numbers the same. We're going to say Mr. Mueller is still eligible for $2,000 per month, and we're going to say that we're both full retirement age 67 right now. The difference in the second scenario is that I did work outside of the household some, not a lot, but some. So my own record shows that I'm eligible for $500 a month off of my own record, based off of my own earnings. But $500 is still less than that 1,000. So what Social Security is going to do here is they're going to also take an application for me to receive benefits as a spouse. So what will happen is I will receive $500 off of my own record based off of my own earnings, and $500 off of Mr. Mueller's record to bump me up to his half, what he receives. Half would be that 1,000. So I want to draw your attention to the third bullet point here where it says if the spouse's own benefit is less than 50% of the workers, the benefits are combined. So in the second scenario that I just shared with you, my benefit has been combined. The benefit has been combined. I get $500 off of my own record that I'm eligible for, and I get $500 off of Mr. Mueller's record to bump me up to his half, to that 1,000. Now that's the second scenario, but let's move on to a third scenario. The third scenario, let's say that the third scenario, Mr. Mueller still gets $2,000 per month, and we're still both full retirement age right now, 67. But the difference in the third scenario is that I am eligible for $3,000 per month from Social Security off of my own record because I work significantly outside the household and I had high earnings. And Mr. Mueller's benefit is still $2,000. But as you can see in this third scenario, my own monthly benefit is much greater than half of Mr. Mueller's. So in this third scenario, I am not eligible for spousal benefits because my own benefit is greater than what I could receive off of my spouse's record. So essentially, that is how spouses benefits work. Now, just as there's benefits for currently married spouses, there's also benefits for divorced spouses. Now, in the previous example with Mr. Mueller and I had to wait to receive benefits. So when Mr. Mueller received benefits, that's when I could start receiving benefits. I had to wait to receive those spousal benefits because I was currently married. But if you are a divorced spouse, you don't have to wait for your ex-spouse to start receiving benefits in order for you to receive benefits. So that's one of the differences here. Another thing, if you are requesting to apply for benefits as a divorced spouse, you must prove that you were married 10 years or more. So Social Security is going to ask for a divorce decree because Social Security is going to want to see the duration of the marriage to make sure that it did last 10 years or more. And of course, in order to receive the benefits, you must meet a few additional requirements. You must be unmarried, age 62 or older, and your ex-spouse must be entitled to Social Security retirement or disability benefits. And the benefit you are entitled to receive based on your own work is less than the benefit you would receive based on your ex-spouse's work. Now, Social Security is with you throughout several points of life in your journey. And so another part of life's journey is sometimes when we lose loved ones. So Social Security is with you here if you are to lose a loved one. So let's talk about survivors benefits. Now, individuals are eligible for survivors benefits earlier than they're eligible for retirement benefits. when I talked about retirement benefits, I said that the earliest that you could receive Social Security retirement benefits is at age 62. But if you are a survivor, you can receive benefits even earlier at age 60. And an individual who is a surviving spouse will receive 71.5% of the full benefit at age 60. And if the survivor waits to receive their benefit at their full retirement age, they'll receive 100% of the benefit. Now, just as there's benefits for surviving spouses, there's also benefits for surviving children. And a child may receive survivor's benefits if not married and are under the age of 18 or under age 19 and still in high school. A disabled child may receive benefits beyond the age of 18 if not married and were found to be disabled prior to the age of 22. And a widow, widower, or divorced widow, widower may get full benefits at full retirement age or reduced benefits at age 60, as mentioned earlier, or as early as age 50 if disabled, or at any age if caring for a child under age 16 or a disabled child. Now, that is a little bit about our benefits in programs, and part of life's journey is also that Medicare part when we become eligible for Medicare. So let's switch gears here and let's talk about Medicare next. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to my colleague, Ms. Megan Forrestal, so she can share information regarding Medicare. Megan?
Great. Thanks, Josie. So at Social Security, the thing we do is enrollment in Part A and Part B, but we can cover some basics about what the different parts are with you as well. So Part A, your hospital insurance, that is if you are inpatient. So it does not include ER visits or anything in and out. It's actual overnight stays within a hospital. As long as you have 40 credits from you or your spouse, you do not have to pay anything monthly for the hospital insurance, but it does have a deductible. Part B, your medical insurance, that is for basically everything else as far as doctor's visits, outpatient procedures, testing certain medical supplies. Part C, a Medicare Advantage plan, that's when a private company handles all aspects of your Medicare. So you're still going to be in the A and the B, you're going to enroll through Social Security with that, but you're going to have all your billing and questions and things like that go through the Medicare Advantage plan. Now, Medicare Advantage plans oftentimes will have a Part D or prescription drug plan along with it, but you don't have to have a Medicare Advantage plan to get the Part D. You can just have Part D separately along with your A and the B for prescription drugs. For Part C and Part D, more information on that or anything more specific on Medicare, we'll refer you to medicare.gov. The base premium for Medicare in 2023 is $164.90 a month. And this year it actually went down. So it was a little bit higher last year, but it doesn't necessarily follow the cost of living increase. It can depend on a variety of things, but this year that's a base premium. Some people do pay more. And as far as when to get into Medicare based on age, the first opportunity to get into Medicare based on age is age 65 is your initial enrollment period, which is the 3 months before your birthday, the month of, and the 3 months after your birthday. If you do want it the first day of the month in which you're 65, you need to enroll in the 3 months prior to the month of your birthday. If you do it the month of or the 3 months after, it'll be the month after enrollment before your Medicare takes effect. And then if you're still working and covered under group health insurance based on active employment, or your spouse is still working and you're covered under their group health insurance through active employment, generally you do not have to take the Medicare at age 65. What we recommend is just double checking with the benefit specialist through your employer or your spouse's employer. If they say you don't need the Medicare yet, then you can wait until the employment ends and you'll have that special enrollment period. So this is after your initial enrollment period, a period of time where you can get in when your employment ends or spouse's employment ends past age 65, and the employer just verifies you've had that coverage since turning 65. You have 8 months within the time of your employment ending to get in under that special enrollment period. But if you did not get in on your initial enrollment period and you did not have that employment coverage to allow for the special enrollment period. Then unfortunately, you have to wait if you need the Medicare later on until a general enrollment period. So a general enrollment period is January through March of every year. The coverage begins the month after the month you enroll within that general enrollment period, and you'll have a 10% penalty onto your monthly premium for every year you did not take the coverage. So I'm working with somebody right now who didn't take it for 10 years past age 65. So they're going to have to wait till January of next year, and they're going to have a 100% penalty onto their monthly premium for every year, because they didn't take it for that 10 years. For the rest of their lifetime, they're going to have that penalty. Now, if you're on Social Security prior to age 65, you're going to automatically be enrolled in the Part A and the Part B. If you don't need the Part B because you have that employer group coverage, you can refuse it. You have to have the Part A, though, if you're on monthly benefits with us. And just something to be aware, if you have a health savings account, any part of Medicare, A or B, even if you have to be in the Part A because you're on monthly benefits, can have tax implications with the health savings account. So it's just something to consider when you're choosing when to enroll in the Medicare. So as I mentioned, initial enrollment period, that's the 3 months before your birthday, the month of, and the 3 months after. General enrollment period is January through March of every year. Special enrollment period, you can do that anytime while you're actively still covered under the group health plan and current employment, or in the 8 months after the month the group health coverage ends. So you have to get in with that in that 8 months. So if you need to apply for Medicare only, you want to get that Medicare at 65, because you don't have a criteria for the special enrollment period, or maybe you're just going to start your Part A and delay your Part B, the Medicare only application could be done through socialsecurity.gov. Usually just takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Or if you're already on the Part A and you have that special enrollment period, you need to add the Part B. There's 2 forms we need, the CMS 40B and the CMS L564. The 40B you're going to fill out telling us when you're ready to have the Medicare begin. You'll put the month and year in the remarks. The L564, your employer is going to fill that out, or your spouse's employer, verifying you've had the coverage every single month since 65. Then you can either upload those online, or mail them, fax them, or drop them off at a local office. So for everything other than getting into the enrollment of Part A and Part B, again, you're going to want to go to medicare.gov, or you can call the 1-800-Medicare line. You can log in and create an account. That personalized account will allow you to see all the details of your statements, your billing, and even help you go through tools to help you pick the best Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plan. And the other thing we do handle with Medicare is something called Extra Help. This is not an actual prescription drug plan, but Social Security does have basically a wraparound coverage for people with limited income and resources who qualify. It's based on, like I said, a needs-based program. You apply for Extra Help, it could help you pay for the monthly premiums for the prescription drug coverage and lower the copays on prescription drugs. And a while back now, we did update what the Medicare card looks like. It used to have a Social Security or claim number on it. Now it has a Medicare beneficiary number that's a combination of letters and numbers, so it helps protect your identity. The card comes in the mail if you're already on benefits about 3 to 4 months before your 65th birthday. Otherwise, it'll come about 3 to 4 months after you complete enrollment with an application. And you can keep this in your wallet safely, because again, it does not have your wallet or your purse, because it does not have any of that Social Security number on it anymore. If you need help with Medicare billing, or helping you choose a Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plan, or anything like that, anything outside the enrollment of Part A and Part B, we recommend that you reach out to what we call a SHIP counselor. senior health insurance program. The reason we recommend them is because they're not selling you a specific plan. They're not hired by a company to put you into their plan. They're going to walk through the program software and say, what prescriptions do you take? Do you plan on staying in the same state all year? Or are you going to go to Florida for the winter? Things like that. And they'll help you pick the best plan for you. They'll guide you toward it, and then you can choose to enroll or not enroll in the ones that they tell you are the best ones for you. Here is our socialsecurity.gov website, and this is what it looks like now. We have updated it. So if you went on several months ago, it's going to look different to you. And if you did that, you would have noticed it used to have panels with pictures on it. Now we've reformatted it. So make sure you're at the SSA.gov or socialsecurity.gov, that .gov. And from our homepage, you'll be able to go through helping you prepare for benefits, helping you apply for our different benefits, or learning more about all of our programs very easily from this site. And the fastest way to go through and apply for a Social Security number and card, even if it's an original number, is by starting the application online. Sometimes you might be able to do it completely online through your My Social Security account, but otherwise, if at least you can start the application online, then you'll be able to go through a few questions and be able to get everything ready. So if you do need to go into the office to complete the application, it will just take a few minutes. So original Social Security number, updating your information on your Social Security card, or a replacement, even if you're not able to complete it online. Maybe it's for someone under 18 or someone not able to set up that online account. That can all still be started through our website on socialsecurity.gov and /SS number. So here is the Social Security number, card, and page. This is where you can start. It's going to walk you through some questions to determine if you're going to be able to do this completely online, or if it's just going to get you to go through the application and you're going to, what we call it, attest all the information and then take your documents into the Social Security office to complete it. So with the socialsecurity.gov through the My Social Security account, if you're able to create this account, like I said, you can completely do the replacement online. And there's a lot of other great features to the My Social Security account. Some of the things you can do online with your account, again, request that Social Security replacement card. And if you're not on benefits, I just was promoting this all day at the event I was at. The reason we want you to get this, if you're 18 or older, we want you to check your earnings record once a year to make sure your earnings are posted correctly. That's really important to do on a timely basis. The last thing you want to do is get down the road to your retirement and discover that we need a W-2 from 15 years ago because that year is missing. It's always good to check the earnings record once a year, as well as get your retirement, spouses, survivors estimates, and check application process if you are applying, or even get that Social Security statement that we used to send out in the mail. You can print that right from your online account. Once you're on benefits, a lot more you can do. You can change your address, bank account information for a direct deposit, print proof of income. Maybe you're not on benefits, but you help a relative that's on benefits and they tell you they need an award letter or proof of income, they might call it. We call that a benefit verification. You can get it right from your online account. And you can also, like I said, get 1099 or even a replacement Medicare card. To get the replacement Social Security card, you're going to go to the request a replacement card from your online account, and it will walk you through if you really needed a card. If you do need a card for sure, going to give you that request a replacement card link. As I mentioned, the other thing you can get inside that account is your redesigned Social Security statement. They used to be white with green ink years ago when we sent them out. Now, if you get them from within your account, they're going to be this nice red, white, blue coloring and be laid out very nicely for you to be able to see all your different estimates. Once, if you have not created an online account, you are actually going to get this statement in the mail if you're 60 or older, but we don't want you to wait to receive that in the mail. Go ahead and get that online account set up, because if you wouldn't mind going back one, Josie, really quick. The one thing I want to show you about why it's nice to have that online account in addition to your statement, you can see here that it groups your earnings together over the course of decades in this first part, and that won't allow you to see the complete earnings history to make sure everything's correct. But if you do log into and create your online account, the part of the account will have it broken down by every single year, just to make sure that you know it's correct for every year. Okay. And then in addition to your Social Security statement, we're also going to include fact sheets within your account. Depending on what age range you are, it'll have them relevant to your age range. And maybe you're somebody that doesn't always pay into Social Security. If you were a public school teacher in Illinois or worked for a university or maybe a city of Chicago employee or somewhere else, fire department or police department where you did not pay into Social Security, those are all common situations. In Illinois, we have a lot of workers that do not pay in, and you might be subject to windfall elimination provision or government pension offset. Well, we're going to know that because by looking at your earnings record. So we'll also include some fact sheets about those programs, or if you don't have enough credits yet, workers are not fully insured will be included. New workers, if you're younger, and a Medicare fact sheet for everyone age 62 or older to make sure we're reinforcing when you need to enroll in that Medicare. So we talked about the different parts of Medicare, but you can see that you're going to have that nice fact sheet when you get closer to Medicare age that breaks down the differences between the two plans, talks about when you need to enroll, and has detailed information about that. As far as how to apply for most of the things we've talked about today, you can apply online through socialsecurity.gov. If you're applying for disability, Medicare, retirement, spouses, those can all be done online. Survivors are an exception to that. So survivors applications are not available online. So for that, if you're not able to file online for another reason, you can call our toll-free number 1-800-772-1213 and schedule an appointment. And I believe our hours are now 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. But either way, you can call pretty early in the morning to 7 p.m. at night, Monday through Friday. And we do have other automated services that are available 24 hours a day. We also like to make sure that you are always keeping abreast on the issue of scam calls. So this is still a big issue we are seeing. Now, fortunately, Social Security is moving down farther on the list of scams. You're probably getting more car warranty scam calls than Social Security scam calls, but we're still having an issue with this. And it is important that everyone to be aware of this, because it's actually interesting that younger people fall victim more often to scams. It's just that unfortunately elderly people are losing more money. They have more money to lose usually than younger people. So we really want everyone of all ages to be aware of these scam calls. Just know that we never call and threaten you. We never say we're going to suspend a Social Security number or anything, demand immediate payment from you. Especially, we'll never ask for you to send us cash or prepaid gift cards or things like that. These scammers are very sophisticated. They can keep you on the line for hours. They'll call back for days. They really work hard at this. So we really want you to always just hang up, never give any money or personal information. And if you have time, please report the scam to our oig.ssa.gov page. And we are on social media. So things like we just released baby names last week. It's a big day of the year for us. It's actually the highest volume traffic to our website. If you want to know about baby names right away, you need to be on our social media page because we're going to post about it first thing. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube. So you can find us at Social Security on any of those sites, or we have our scam PSAs or other things that if you have any way to keep up with us, that's the fastest way to keep up is on our social media page.
Thank you so much for that, Megan. And while you were going over the Medicare segment, somebody had a really great question. And this individual was asking, if I turn 65 in September, when should I apply for Medicare and when does it become effective? So if you turn 65 in September of this year, say for example, the earliest you can apply for those benefits is 3 months before you turn age 65, because this is part of your initial enrollment period. So if we were doing that this year, if I was doing that this year, say I'm turning 65 in September this year, I could apply as early as June. And if I apply as early as June, my Medicare would become effective as early as September 1st. So that's 3 months ahead. You could start applying before you turn age 65. You can apply the month you turn age 65 and 3 months after you turn age 65 if you are looking to apply during your initial enrollment period. And keep in mind, the earlier you apply, the sooner your Medicare becomes effective. So I'm going to look at the chat here to see if I see any other questions, and I don't see any other questions. So please feel free to unmute yourself, raise your hand if you have any questions, any comments. We are here to answer those questions for you today. And I don't see any hands raised yet here, Megan. So in the meantime, while we wait, I know we've got until, I think we have until 5:30. Is that right, Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So in the meantime, what I do want to show everyone here is our web page. So we'll go ahead and go to our web page, but if a question pops up, please feel free to throw that in the chat or raise your hand and we will answer that. But while we're waiting for questions here, what I do want to show everyone here is our web page. So if you go to your search engine and you type in SSA.gov or socialsecurity.gov, keep in mind that when you go to our website, you want to go ahead and type in .gov behind our name, because there are other sites that are posing as us, but they're not us. Make sure you type .gov. Once you do that, you're going to get here. And this is our website, socialsecurity.gov. There's going to be lots of information regarding our benefits and programs. So feel free to visit our page. Megan mentioned baby names. As you can see here, right on our front page, top baby names are here. So this just was posted yesterday. And if you'd like to learn more about what were the top 10 baby names of 2022, you can click here and see that. But in addition to the fun things such as baby names, we have a lot of other great information, like how to contact us, how to find a local office, publications, how to report fraud. Lots of information on our website, socialsecurity.gov. And of course, if you don't already have a My Social Security account, we encourage you to create an account ASAP. You can go here, click sign in. If you don't have an account, you can click create an account. Once you go to create an account, it's going to take you here. You can create the account, and I think I'm showing, it's probably automatically showing some of my information here, but you want to go to your account and it's going to ask you for an email. As you saw, my email was in there. It's going to ask you for your email. And when you're creating an account, make sure you enter in your email and you enter in a cell phone number so that you can get all your codes to your phone. But
we have some questions in the chat, and then I do see a raised hand too.
Great.
So we have a question in the chat. I will turn 60 in June. I applied for Social Security benefits March 27th, but have not heard back. Any suggestions? Well, one of the things I will tell you, if you want your benefits with 70, so you said I want them in June, you're not actually going to receive a check till July. So all Social Security checks run a month behind. June paid in July. The way that they work our online claims is they're trying to get them staged so that we will process people do a check like right now first. So if you have not heard anything in the month of June paid in July, then follow up with your local Social Security office or the toll-free number, but you should be able to see the status in your My Social Security account that they're working on it. And again, they're probably just trying to get it processed based on who's due payment first.
That's great. I see another question here in the chat, Megan. I don't know if it's directly to me or if you can see it too. There's one here where it says, I am in the process of creating my account right now. Can you see that too? I am retired. I'm a retired teacher from Chicago. I was wondering if I work at a job that takes out Social Security, will I receive credit still be applied at retirement? I understood it's based on the first 20 years of employment. I was wondering if that is correct. So your Social Security retirement benefit is based on the highest 35 years of your work earnings. For individuals who were teachers and worked for the city, state, or county, paid into a different pension fund, which we call here at Social Security a non-covered pension because you paid into a different system. Sometimes individuals who paid into a different system paid into FICA taxes before they became a teacher or worked for the city, state, or county. So if you have at least 10 years of work paying into FICA taxes, more than likely you're going to be eligible for Social Security retirement benefits. But keep in mind, we use the highest 35 years of work earnings. Say you only have 10 years though, and where you paid into Social Security FICA taxes, we use those full 2 years to calculate that benefit when we're doing our calculation. Anything to add to that, Megan?
I'm gonna pop in the link in the chat for windfall elimination provision. Also, I do want to get a heads up that my computer is on battery saver. So if I disappear, it's because it went dead.
Okay, it's all right. I'm here.
But I did put
still.
that windfall elimination provision in. I recommend checking out that link that I just put in the chat. If to anyone that has that non-covered pension, that has a lot of great resources, and that publication really walks you through it.
Awesome. And Ron, I'm sorry, I saw your hand up. I just hadn't gotten a chance to get to you. I see that, I think you put in your question here in the chat, so I'll go ahead and read this. Do you have to pay taxes on retirement benefits from Social Security? So you want to go ahead and take that, Megan, and then if you pop off, I'll finish.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was answering one in the chat. What was
no worries. I can go ahead. I'll go ahead and answer the one in the chat. So Ron, if somebody is working, say you're collecting your Social Security retirement benefits, the way individuals may have to pay taxes because our friends at the IRS will still tax us if we are making a certain amount. So you're going to want to talk to your tax preparer or your accountant to see how you will be taxed. Many times individuals who are collecting Social Security retirement benefits plus earning wages from their employer, because keep in mind, our friends at the IRS are looking at all of our income that's coming in throughout the year. So individuals who are taxed, it's usually because they are also earning other streams of income. So you'll want to consult with your tax preparer or your accountant to find out how you will be taxed. So great question. It looks like there may be another question here, or maybe we got all of them.
I tried to do the reply to Dan. Dan, I replied in the chat. I tried to do it in the reply, but it did not go where I wanted to. There was a Medicare question. Did we get that done? I'll turn 65 in July and end my employment at the end of September. Did you take care of that one?
No, I did not take care of that.
Okay, I will turn 65 in July and end my employment at the end of September. When should I file for Medicare so it's effective the beginning of October? If you can get us in that paperwork in August, even September, we can get it set up for October, but if you could get it in August, that'll allow for some extra processing time on the office's end. If you have not heard anything, you know, if you get it in August, you haven't heard anything by the end of September, follow up with the local office. As long as we receive the paperwork in September, we can get it going for October. Even if it takes a little longer on the processing side, it'll backdate to October 1st.
Yeah, great questions.
Mhm.
So let's see. I see you got Dan's question. All right. I don't see any other questions on here that we missed, but if there's anyone here who has an unanswered question, please raise your hand and we will answer your question, or go ahead and put that question in the chat. I don't see any other questions.
Or feel free to unmute yourself and ask if it's easier that way.
Mhm.
And again, for those who missed the beginning, this is being recorded. So if you came on a little later and you want to see some of the beginning stuff, or you just want it just to kind of go through again, let me know and I can send that link to you. So we'll get that done tomorrow and I can get that out to you. Or if somebody missed it, then we can help them out as well.
So it looks like there's no other questions here.
Last questions, anyone?
So we can do a last call. We've got a nice comment here. Thanks for the information. You know, and we just thank you for your time. We know everybody's got a jam-packed, busy schedule, and we appreciate you being here with us. And then we appreciate being invited here. So thank you, Kelly, for inviting us. And we hope to come back in the future. I know you will have that recording in place, but you know, if you'd like to have us back to share additional information, we are more than eager to come back. You know, we also have information that we can share with you so that you can place in the newsletter. So I'll send you an email on that. But yeah, if no one else has any other questions, we'll give you back some of your time. It is beautiful outside. It's sunny. So everybody, please take care, stay safe and stay well, and enjoy the rest of your evening here. It is May 17th, 2023. And the information that we provided here today is current as of May 17th, 2023. Sometimes information does change. So if you are viewing this presentation in the future, please check out ssa.gov to ensure the information is still accurate, or we can always most certainly come back and share current information with you here. So take care, stay well, stay safe. Thank you, Kelly,
everyone.
for
Thank you
inviting
to
us.
Josephine and Megan for joining us, and again, taking time out of their schedule as well. And I hope it was helpful, and thank you everyone for joining. And we appreciate everyone for joining us today and helping us out.
Take care. Bye,
day.
everyone.
Have a good one.
Thanks, ladies.
Good one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.